Hey,
Hey, what are you doing?
watching your house at the moment and about to go heat up some of them ribs from earlier today.
Why are you watching my house?
Because when I look out my window, I see your house. It's inevitable.
Can you get Joe and come over here? There's something I really need to show you.
7:30 at night?
Why not? You guys have crawled around my backyard at hours much later than this.
Okay, I'll go get some of those ribs and wake up the gribs.
Ha! Tony! What are you doing here?
I live here, Joe. What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, I ran out of cream, so I just thought I'd come over and borrow some of yours.
Gribs, you drink your coffee black. You don't use any cream.
Tony, don't tell me what I drink and what I don't drink!
Wait a minute. What is that? My ribs!
Okay, Tony, don't do anything rash. Okay,
Drop the ribs, Joe! Drop them right now! Get out of here!
Tony, we've talked about your temper when it comes to food. Brother Branham said the temper's of the devil and it takes faith to overcome it.
I'll show you how strong my faith is!
I've known Martin Manning for a really long time. I've never known him to get excited about anything. He was really bothered.
So this friend has been in the message for 25 years or almost, and knows people who knew Brother Branham?
His grandfather was in the Shreveport meetings when Brother Branham preached Snow White Dove.
So help me understand. Two of you haven't talked in 10 years or more, and he shows up just out of the blue and tells you,
That paper.
this can't be real.
Like I said, Martin Manning doesn't get excited about too much.
Gordon, this has got to be a hoax, and you should know better.
I never said I believe it.
Then what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything really other than the fact that he came here, he asked me to go to Sun Valley with him and help him talk with his pastor about it.
This is insanity.
I know. It's crazy. It's sick.
What does Chris think about it?
It didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Her and I were supposed to go to Whispering Oaks tomorrow to look at some more property for the Dude Ranch.
I bet you that went really well.
I could write a book on how well it didn't go.
I am officially depressed.
Why? The nice house?
I now know that somewhere in life I went right when I was supposed to go left.
Well, we all make wrong turns sometimes, Fern. But you have your whole life ahead of you. After all, you're only 5.
On a mental scale, at least.
Oh, you think that's funny? Get out.
No.
Well, every journey begins with the first step.
Guys, I don't think we're on Agape Road anymore.
This place is beautiful.
For now. But wait until it gets dark. Bet you it's one of those places that you start to hear weird noises and you always feel like you're being watched.
I felt that ever since you moved in with me, Fern.
You know what, Blaze?
Would you two shut up? We're here for Madeline. We're here to support. Let's act like it.
Yeah, Blaze. Act like it.
Fernie, will you come on?
Turn off the water.
We'll shut it off and come on.
Stop it.
Good, now come on up here.
Can I see you a minute?
What's the matter?
My finger's stuck.
We'll leave it there and come on.
Okay.
Wait a minute, let me see this.
No, not that one, not that one. Not that one! This one!
Don't holler!
Well, no pull on that one!
Are you two kidding me right now? The Looney Tunes theme would never be more appropriate.
Would you shut up?
Blaze, move over. Let me do this. There, you happy?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Now my finger's stuck.
Well, I'll help you get it out. Would you get your hand out of the way?
Stop pulling so hard, it hurts.
Well, get your hand out of the way and I'll get it out. Get your hand out of the way.
Stop pulling so hard.
Ah, I got it.
Not that hand, this one.
Well, then put this one in your pocket. Ah, get it out of there. Get it out.
Hello.
I'm Blaze Taylor. This is Sabrina Gribble, Rosa Montoya, and her cousin Fernie Montoya.
Hi, I'm Courtney. Well, you folks come on in. Make yourselves at home. Madeline has done nothing but talk of you all coming for days.
Aw, I can't wait to see her. It's been a while.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you folks wait here. I'll go find Madeline and then I'll show you to your rooms.
I'm starting to agree with you on that wrong turn, Fern. This place is nice.
That is what happens when you marry a rich man.
Or a rich woman.
That's right. The money's Madeline's.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, you.
What are you doing?
I think I miss shaking hands with you.
Guys haven't changed a bit. Good to see you. It's you. Except you. You were a little girl the last time I saw you.
She's still a little girl.
Thank you guys for coming. You don't know what it means to see some familiar faces around here.
If you want to show them around Madeline, I can get started on lunch.
Okay, thanks. Courtney's been such a big help over the past few weeks. Months, really. Madeline, how are you doing? Really? Sorry if you don't want to talk about it. No, it's okay. I want to talk about it. I need to talk about it. I guess I haven't been handling it very well.
I think that's to be expected.
I know you've probably heard it so much, but we're so sorry about your husband.
Thank you. Dirk was my life, my savior in a way. We were so very happy together. Then a few months ago, we started having...
Having what?
dizzy spells of some sort. He would feel weak and sick. We would be having a night out or go out to dinner, and he would just start feeling strange and faint, pass out. The doctors didn't seem to know what was going on, but when he passed, they found out he had been poisoned systematically.
What do you mean?
I mean, he had been apparently being poisoned for some time until his body just gave out.
Do the police have any suspects?
Me.
I don't mean this in any way accusatory. Just curious. Have they questioned Courtney?
Oh, yeah, it's an obvious question. They have. They haven't confirmed anything or ruled her out as a suspect at this point. But there's really more evidence where I'm concerned, since I was his heir. Courtney would have no motive at all.
I'm sure this whole court thing and dealing with the police isn't helping matters much.
No, it's not. But I have to keep on pressing on, don't I?
Of course. We're proud of you, Madeline.
And if you need anything at all, that's why we're here.
Thank you. You all are amazing. I know I don't serve the Lord anymore, so we don't have that in common. But I felt such a peace when you guys came into the house, like a light in my darkness.
Psalm 18.
Let me show you guys to your rooms.
Well, that's a real rebuke. Here we are fighting like cats and dogs, and
She thinks we're a light. Enough said.
Franny and Blaze, you can stay in here. This was Dirk's room.
Madeline! Madeline, what's wrong? Oh my god, he's out there. No, I saw him. I see him every There is. I see him every night. There he is. The steps. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I saw. There. No, he's never gonna leave alone. He's up there every day.
What in the world?
That stupid kid, oh my gosh, that kid.
Nothing coming to your mind?
Oh, there's plenty coming to my mind. The problem is what's coming to my mind.
And why am I in the back seat?
Tony, be thankful you're even coming along with us.
You practically forced me to come. And you weren't even asked to go, Gribble.
Shut up, Tony. Listen, you think I'm gonna let Gordon go and face the forces of darkness alone?
He'd be fine. He's used to it. He faces you every day.
This whole journey that we're about to embark on, gentlemen, is because of people not knowing how to fight the devil. not knowing how to take a hold of the message and whack the enemy with it.
It's because they're not feeding on the message. They're feeding on everything else.
That's right. That's why after our opening night, I decided to sell that play.
No, please. Please don't bring that up. That is still a sore subject. After years of planning, God gives us an amazing opening night, and you decide to sell the play to Martin Fremont.
You want to know why, Joe? Because I realized one day that God's people need weapons, not entertainment. The devil laughs at nonsense, but he is horrified by the simplest little thing that exposes how powerless he is against a consecrated life. A life that's constantly in those tapes, constantly in prayer.
I know. I get it. Just forgive me for lamenting that I saw more money than I could ever spend in a lifetime wiped out in the twinkling of an eye. But that's okay. I'm with you. I don't think my nerves could have handled seeing that same play every night anyways.
Agreed. I couldn't bear watching it again.
You used to love the rehearsals.
I did. It was a horrible play, but it made for a wonderful rehearsal.
Tony, that don't even make a lick of sense. Your driveway doesn't quite reach the road, does it?
Oh, that's a good one, Joe. Did you stay up late last night thinking that one up? Oh, no. You stayed up eating my ribs. I forgot.
They were very good.
All right, our first stop tonight is at Martin's. He's going to let us know a little bit more of the history of this thing, and then I guess we have dinner with his pastor tonight.
Oh, his pastor.
Brother Greg Scoggins himself.
Message elite. How could something like this come from such a mainstream message preacher?
Every age has a Caiaphas.
Yep.
I didn't think things would happen so quickly. I had hoped having you all here would have helped her emotionally or mentally.
What do you mean?
Madeline is everything but doing good right now.
Well, that's understandable with all she's been through.
And still going through.
Yeah, perhaps.
There's something you're not telling us.
Madeline started having issues before Dirk even passed away. In fact, before he even started having symptoms of poisoning. It's one reason why I came to stay here after I lost my house, was to help Madeline.
Well, she's sleeping at the moment.
Good. I'm glad you came. You might as well hear this too. A couple months before I moved in with Madeline, Dirk had sought a psychiatrist to speak with her.
Why?
He began finding her walking through the house at night.
So? Dad does that about every night. Usually ends up in the fridge.
It became a problem when he found her outside, sometimes in the streets. One night, she almost caused an accident. She never remembered any of it, and one night he woke up to her standing over him with a knife.
Say what?
Yeah, it sounds made up.
Well, this still just sounds like a case of sleepwalking.
I don't disagree with you. What is odd, though, is that she had never done anything like this before, and it became more and more frequent, and when I moved in, it seemed to stop for a while, but then one night I found her walking into Dirk's room, and when I'd stopped her, she didn't have a clue what was going on, but she had a knife in her hand, and she did not remember getting that knife.
Question. Why did Dirk sleep in a separate room?
He had only started doing that a couple months before he died. I think it was out of fear.
I'm sorry, but I can't see Madeline hurting anyone.
I'm only telling you what I've heard and seen, but there is something else. If you knew Dirk, he had a habit of whistling. He always whistled. And, well, Madeline has said that she has heard him whistling in the house at night.
Have you heard it?
No.
Wait, what else aren't you telling us?
I cringe saying this, but I might as well prepare you if you're gonna be here for a week. And there's no telling how much she's gonna tell you, but Madeline is convinced she killed Dirk.
Thank you, Gordon and you brothers, for coming tonight. I must apologize. Brother Scoggins had to cancel for dinner for tonight, but he's on for sure tomorrow.
That's fine. I hear this area has some fine Mexican restaurants.
Oh, I know some places. You're in for a treat.
To the subject as to why we're here.
Yes. Well, I don't know how much you brothers know, but I met with Gordon the other night because the last 3 weeks have been living hell for me. A living hell.
I can understand.
Well, as you brothers know, my pastor, Brother Scoggins, is world renowned in the message. He was close to those who were close to the prophet. Well, he's been a pillar to all of us. He called me to his house about 3 weeks ago, all excited about something. I mean, I've never seen this brother so excited. Well, he sat me down and he showed me this. He had told me he had held on to it for a number of years, and that had been given to him by another brother in the message who knew Brother Branham personally.
Who was the brother?
Brother Parson Benning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, world-renowned people. He said Brother Benning had given it to him many years ago, and that one day there'd be a time to make it known.
So what was in it? Have you read it?
Yeah, some of it. He had told me he had never revealed it to anybody because the tape that it was taken from was supposedly lost or destroyed. So he felt that there was never a tape in existence to back up what the prophet had said in the book.
So apparently we have this so-called spoken word book that was taken off of a tape that Brother Branham supposedly recorded towards the end of his ministry. But when the tape got lost, they felt that without a tape to back up the book, whatever is written in the book could be disputed.
Okay, that makes sense. But it begs the question as to what Brother Branham said in this book that would make him feel that it would need to be disputed at all.
Here's where it gets sickening. In the book, the prophet states that he felt it necessary to put on record that in case he was ever taken from the scene, that the testimonies about the tent, the squirrels created, the revealing of the 7 seals, and many of his visions were actually fabrications and never really happened. That they were done with the intention of helping people's faith, but they didn't really happen, and his conscience wouldn't allow him to leave this earth without making it right.
That's baloney.
What utter trash from hell.
How can you let something like this torment your faith? Such nonsense.
I didn't say it did anything to my faith. All I'm doing is sharing what has happened and what my pastor has shared with me. I said the same thing you both just said. And I told Brother Scoggins that surely he didn't believe such garbage. And why he kept the book in the first place, since it was obviously fabricated. But then he told me the reason why, after having it for so long, why he was now sharing it with me.
I can only imagine.
They found the tape.
No, they didn't.
I don't believe it.
Brother Scoggins played it for me.
And?
I listened to the first few seconds, and I got sick. I couldn't listen to it anymore. I had to leave.
Listen to me. I don't care what that so-called tape says.
Joe, we're on the same page. We're not here to defend the message like as if this tape is actually the real deal. Our purpose for being here is to expose it and whoever concocted this trash.
Suddenly, I'm really looking forward to dinner tomorrow night.
I'm telling you, Blaze, if I wake up and I see Madeline stand over me with a knife, it's going to be a mixture of WWF meets the Boston Marathon. Because I'm going to body slam somebody and then hit a sprint that's going to leave Usain Bolt in the dust.
Now, Fern, don't let your imagination run away with you.
Hey, you just let me hear somebody come into that door. I'll run away with it, bro. And be warned, if you see a pair of pants in the air, don't grab them.
Why not?
Because I'll be in them. Ouch. What the heck? Bro, please tell me what this is doing here.
Give me that.
Is Is this what you sleep with at home?
Never mind, Fern. Just get in bed.
Never mind my socks. Don't let your imagination get to your head, Fern. Ha! You have a whole arsenal in this bed. And the rope? That's not even a line of defense. You're scaring me, bro.
It's just a precaution, okay? You never know if we might need to tie somebody up after smashing them while we're waiting for the police.
Hey, you just promised me that if Madeline comes in here, this swings her way and not mine.
Get in bed. Fern,
What?
did you lock the door?
You snakes be close to the ground.
I wonder how the girls are doing.
I don't know, probably scared to death.
Looky, let me tell you something. You've tried so long to even get one place you thought if you just like you touch your foot, you could start from there. Isn't that right? I'm not reading your mind, but you was praying about that. That's right. You've said it many times in your thoughts, even there, if I could just get one place to start from, is that this is your start?
Fern, wake up, bro. I think we overslept. Come on, bro. Wake up. It's time for breakfast.
Hey, bro. Good night's sleep?
Are you really awake?
Yeah, bro. All you gotta do is mention breakfast and I'm up.
Well, if it ain't light and fluffy.
Shut up.
So how did everyone sleep last night? Good, I hope.
Oh, like a rock.
Yeah, he slept like a rock, and I fell like a rock. 3 times after he pushed me off my side of the bed. You know, at one point, I think I woke up under the bed.
Hey, I'm a rough sleeper, okay? Let me get some. I'm sorry, bro. Can I get that? I'll get it. Let me take that away from you. Sorry, bro. Let me get this scoop. I'm sorry. Oh, there's some fell on the floor. I'll get it. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry, bro.
Did you ladies sleep well?
Oh, yes, fine. It was lovely.
Well, I slept wonderfully. I don't think I moved a muscle all night. I noticed the peace that you guys have brought into this house. I feel like I haven't slept like that in a really long time.
I'll get it.
Madeline, sweetheart, maybe I should. There may be someone bringing something that we don't need here. Excuse me, everyone.
She's right. There have been some folks coming around here asking questions about the case, and they do tend to upset me.
Oh.
Well, that makes sense.
Hey, Blaze, do you have my phone?
No, I don't have your phone. You left it charging, remember?
Oh, that's right. I'll be right back.
I don't care. You're not speaking with her again. I will not have you upsetting her like you did the last time.
You can't keep her to yourself. She has a right to a life of her own.
You have no idea what she's going through, and I will not have you interfere with her again.
I know a lot more than you think.
So these folks act like they want to help Madeline, but really they're just trying to capitalize on her story. That's the last thing we need.
Hey, is there anyone else in this house with us? You know, like a house cleaner or something?
There is no one else in this house.
Oh, that's weird. I thought I heard a noise on the other end of the hall.
Madeline, sweetheart, are you okay?
No,
Do you need to lie down?
perhaps I do.
I'll take her. Please let me take her.
Of course.
Thank you, friend.
Do you need any water or anything?
No, I'm okay. I think I just got a little lightheaded. Thanks.
Madeline, the last thing I want to do is stir up something that will make things harder for you. And I'm praying very hard for you, but if you tell me what's really going on, it will help me know how to pray better for you.
Oh, Sabrina, I appreciate you, but I don't think anyone can help me now.
God can. You know, the peace that you've been talking about, that you've been feeling since we came, it isn't us, I assure you. But I do believe it is God speaking to you that He wants to help you. Maybe it's not us ourselves, but the faith we have in knowing that God is a God of deliverance. Or maybe it's hope you're feeling. Despite of our silly natures that get in the way sometimes, we know the power that God has. And there's no situation, no circumstance, no pit that is so deep that He is not even deeper. God is in control, and I know He's interested in helping you because I am.
Does He help murderers?
He does. But you're not a murderer.
Oh, Brain, if only I could believe that, but it's simply not true.
What makes you think you killed Dirk?
I remember going to his room, night after night, with a knife in my hand. I don't ever remember wanting to kill him, though. I now remember poisoning his tea with the strychnine many times. I remember doing these things, but I don't ever remember wanting to hurt my husband.
Do you remember poisoning him that last time?
Oh, Brain. You don't know the horrors that go on in my mind in this house. I'm slipping off the edge of sanity. My mind's slowly being poisoned, just like I poisoned Dirk.
Madeline.
Don't you see, Brain? Don't you see?
No, I do not see.
Just wait. You'll see. If you stay here long enough, the darkness comes. The madness comes.
It comes because you invite it, just as you are right now. But I'm inviting the Holy Spirit to come and drive out the madness and the darkness. We choose the darkness. In fact, many times we don't even realize until the light comes on that we've been sitting in darkness. Sometimes people, especially young people, think that they want to be in a dark place. But they don't know what they don't know. Because anyone who has ever truly been in the darkness knows it's not a place to be. Is it, Madeline?
No. I killed him, Breen. God will never forgive me. I wanted to do it.
You told me a few minutes ago that you didn't want to.
As time goes on, it becomes more clear to me.
I think you've said enough, Madeline. At least for now.
I'm sorry, Sabrina. I rave like this from time to time. It's why Dirk moved out of this room. I couldn't blame him.
You get some rest. We'll finish this conversation. And you tell that madness, you tell that darkness, I'm still praying.
We're still praying.
The light will kill the darkness, and you're not alone here.
What was that all about?
I told you she thinks she killed Dirk, so she goes into episodes like that from time to time.
What do you think, Courtney? Do you think she killed Dirk?
I honestly don't know what to think, Sabrina. Excuse me.
I hear they have a great Bible bookstore here. Maybe we can check it out. I'd like to get my name printed on my Bible.
I don't need my name printed on the Bible. My name's written all through that baby.
Is it a Bible or a directory to a lunatic's asylum?
You have a Bible, Fern?
Yeah, why? You want to borrow it sometime?
Someone there?
Madeline. Madeline, honey. It's Natalie. Natalie Freeman.
I can't tell you, brothers, how honored I am to have you in my home this evening.
The honor is ours, Brother Scoggins. I'm just sorry that Sister Scoggins felt the need to eat in the living room.
I have brethren from all over the world joining me for dinner from time to time. It is something that we have learned over time that she inevitably feels the need to step away. So why not cut to the chase? The last young man that visited me was from Africa, and he believed that Brother Brenham was Jesus Christ, and even baptized in his name.
I think typically people who believe that believe it because they're listening to each other or what other people have taught them, not listening to the tapes themselves. You would never come up with that kind of an idea just listening to the tapes. Just like you could never dismiss a fivefold ministry listening to the tapes.
Yes. And speaking of cutting to the chase...
Joe.
What?
Speak your mind, brother. I'm not so naive that I don't know that Brother Martin has called you here for a reason.
Brother, it's not necessarily.
It's fine, Martin. Really it is. I believe that as this monumental discovery is made known throughout, many pastors will be having similar conversations over many dinners.
What conversations are those, Brother Scoggins?
Here we go.
A conversation about faith and the Word of God and how it relates to us today.
Or perhaps how we relate to it.
If you like.
Brother Scoggins, I informed the brothers about the book that you told me about and the supposed tape that has been found.
Supposed? What do you mean supposed? The tape has been found. You chose not to hear it, but pardon the expression, this tape speaks for itself.
It might speak for itself, but it doesn't speak for Brother Brandon.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Brother Scoggins, when you and I last spoke, you said...
I said that there is nothing to worry about and we would continue to look into it. Is that not what I said?
Well, yes, but I thought you meant...
Martin, you and I have known each other for a long time. A mature man of God knows the world he lives in. This tape, I can attest to you, brothers, that I have heard with my own ears. As Brother Branham spills out his heart, weeping and crying, sharing with the world that he had lied.
No.
That he had fabricated.
No way.
Begging for forgiveness because he knew he had led people to believe things that were simply not true.
You are simply not true.
Brothers, I understand the shock that this has to be to you. But you simply must understand what this means. You must understand the right way of looking at this. You think I hate our beloved prophet? You think I think less of him? I think more of him. How many ministers with a ministry like his would be such a man of God, that he would confess such atrocities as he has to be right with God and give the people the real truth?
Nice try. But that's the devil speaking through you.
Brother, I beg your pardon.
You are simply putting a dagger in the back of God's prophet, smiling while you do it.
Exactly. You can put your little flowery twist on it, but in all of it, you're making the prophet out to be a deceiver and a liar. You know what I think? Is you're the liar, and anyone who thinks like you.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you are in my house.
Brother Scoggins, I have to understand. You're saying you believe this tape?
I've claimed to believe all the others. Why would I not believe this one?
Oh, that's a good one, Judas.
Brothers, we are in this gentleman's house.
You shut your mouth, Gordon.
I think if you gentlemen heard the tape for yourselves.
I ain't got time for that garbage.
Wait. I think we should.
Martin, why?
Because if this were any other lie that was going around, I wouldn't give it the time of day. But the devil has seen fit to challenge me to my face. I don't want to give him the pleasure of making me feel like I was scared to listen because I was afraid that it might be true.
If we are all agreed, I will play the tape for you tomorrow evening at the church. Martin knows where. Be there at 7.
When my parents decided to leave Agape Road, I was so young, I had no choice but to go with them. About a year ago, I fell into a really deep depression. My cousin Fernie, he started sending me quotes and messages of Brother Branham. And God showed me the power this message has to fight the darkness. He gave me a victory that I never knew was possible. And then once I turned 18,
You moved back to Agape Road.
I moved back, now living in the light.
When we dwell in darkness, we open up ourselves for the devil to control our minds and torment us, influence us. But God's light eradicates the darkness.
Yeah. That's such a good story, or such a good testimony.
God still restores and delivers.
So, how are Gordon and Chris? I haven't seen them in such a long time.
They're good. They're actually eyeing some land up in Whispering Oaks, thinking about starting a dude ranch up there. It's been Gordon's lifelong dream.
Really? Leave Agape Road? Wow. Well, how's everyone else?
Well, Joe and Tony are still pretty busy with the hotel business side of things. And, Becky moved to Florida, but she visits from time to time. In fact, her and her husband are expecting. Lauren's out there visiting her right now.
I heard about your place opening night. That seemed like a great success.
That was a long time coming, but that's a chapter past now.
I never thought I'd leave Agape Road.
Things change. God doesn't. You could take that to the bank.
As we travel along this pilgrim way, we have heartaches and burdens to bear. But with the vision of Jesus and heaven in view, our load is much lighter to bear. Don't lose your vision of Jesus. Keep your eyes ever on Him. Many friends and dear loved ones have lost their way. They have lost their vision of Him. I remember the time, I remember the place where Jesus so sweetly came in. How He took all my burdens I had carried so long. When I first got a vision of Him. Don't lose your vision of Jesus. Keep your eyes ever on Him. Many friends and dear loved ones have lost their way. They have lost their vision of Him.
Madeline, honey, I think you should get some rest now.
Oh, no. I'm enjoying the encouraging songs and testimonies.
I'm not.
Bruh.
I'm sorry. I did not mean that the way that it sounded. It's just
Of course, Courtney. You're right. I do need my rest. Good evening, everyone. I think I'm gonna retire.
Now you're making sense. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, Bree.
Night, boys.
Good night.
That's a bunch of garbage.
That was the first glimmer of joy I've seen in her since we've been here.
We gotta be able to talk to Madeline without Courtney around.
How do we do that?
I'm sorry I acted that way. I've just become very protective, perhaps too protective over you.
It's okay, Courtney. I get it. But you just have to remember they're my friends too.
Would you trust them with everything that you've told me?
Okay, so we know we need to talk with her alone. Fern, you figure out a way to get rid of Courtney.
You got it.
Rosa, you and Breen, get Madeline to herself, see if you can find out when these things started happening. When did she start feeling like she was losing her mind? When did the sleepwalking really start? And more details as to why Dirk switched rooms.
Anything else?
Yes. Find out who asked Courtney to move in here, Madeline or Dirk.
Okay? And what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pray.
We're all doing that.
And I think it's time we got some reinforcements. I'm gonna call Gordon. So, we're all praying like crazy. Just wanted to let you guys know what was going on so you can be praying too.
Thanks, Blaze. We're glad you did.
Yeah, just give us a little bit of time and we'll see what we can dig up about the court case and the police investigation, anything that we can find on this end. You guys just worry about Madeline.
Will do. How are things with you guys?
Pretty much just as crazy.
Yes, just in a different way.
Are you serious? Like what?
You remember when Brother Branham preached demonology?
Yeah.
He talked about the physical realm and the religious realm. You guys are dealing with one end and we're dealing with the other. A false light is just as dark as no light at all.
Fill you when we get home. Right now, we're going to do some digging.
Okay. Thanks again, guys.
Joe, the detective at the White Way Hotel, can he get his hands on some police reports?
I know he could if he was at home, but they're not at home.
They're in Griffith County.
I'll call him. See what he can do.
I find myself questioning, what would make someone want to do something like this?
Something like what? Destroy somebody's mind or destroy somebody's faith?
Is there really a difference? To destroy the faith of someone, to completely disarm them against the terrors and darkness of life.
The devil is practically harmless unless he has somebody to work through. Somebody has surrendered their thinking to him. Somebody thought the devil had a good idea.
Have you ever wondered what if we are wrong? What if you were to hear the tape tomorrow and something inside you says it's right?
You know, that's what this is supposed to do. It's supposed to make us question. Things like this are built to be faith destroyers. But it's just the devil trying to give false light, false intelligence to make us think that he actually has something to say. But it's always a lie.
Okay, so what did I miss?
Talking about a false light.
Light is important. Without light, what happens? You lose your vision. You're in the dark.
false light is only as bright as we allow it to be. It's like a lie. It's harmless until somebody's willing to believe it. A false light needs our doubt to exist. It's like the devil depending on us being afraid of him, like a frightened dog depending on us running from him just so that he can chase us.
This message is the weapon of the bride of Christ. No wonder he's trying to shed doubt on it. Brother Branham said if he can get you to doubt your weapon, he has disarmed you.
We should be armorers, arming the people with the word of God to whack the devil, not disarming them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this is doing. It's disarming the people. You remember the story when Brother Branham was talking to someone, they were trying to tell him that Jesus was just a man. And Brother Branham said, you know what, let's just take your side for a moment. Let's say he was just a man. Look at the peace and the comfort and the healing that this one man's life and sacrifice on earth has brought to millions of people for 2,000 years. If he was just a man, I would owe my life to him anyhow.
Talk about taking the wind out of the devil's sails. How are you going to argue with that?
Right. It's not like we're trying to solve a mystery here. The message of Malachi 4 is perfect.
Right on. I'm not depending on new discoveries or spliced tapes.
Wait. Say that again?
Spliced tapes.
There's a quote.
Well, Brother Brown talks about some men who were taking his tapes
and splicing them together to make it sound like he was saying something he was not.
He sure did. Let's find that quote.
You guys look it up. I'm gonna go make some more coffee. Something tells me it's gonna be a long night.
Did you hear that?
I didn't hear anything.
There it is again.
I didn't hear anything. What's it sound like?
It sounds like crying. A woman crying.
Okay, I heard that.
What are you guys doing?
You ever heard of knocking?
You scared the snot out of us.
Well, then blow your nose.
We thought we heard someone crying.
Have you checked on Madeline?
No.
Maybe we should.
Madeline, Madeline, what are you doing?
Madeline, why are you crying? Are you hurt?
Oh, Rose, I just miss him so much.
I know.
I never meant to. I never wanted to.
You know, he comes to visit me.
Madeline, who comes to visit you?
My Dirk comes to visit me when I get like this. I start missing him, and he comes. But he...
But what, Madeline?
He doesn't like me.
What do you mean he doesn't like you?
He hates me for killing him.
Guys, this is getting out of hand.
Fernie, wait a minute. Madeline, listen. You know that's not true. It just doesn't work that way. It's all in your mind.
No, Breen. I know he's here. He walks the floors of this house at night. And eventually, he'll...
He won't do anything. Madeline, come on, let's get you back to your room.
We're gonna get you some water, okay, Madeline?
Come on, Brain. Let's give her a few minutes.
I don't think this place is healthy for Madeline.
You think we should take her to Agape Road for a while?
Anything would be better than here, and away from her keeper.
What did Gordon say?
They're trying to get information that will help us piece together when all of this started. And they're praying.
Well, that's gonna help more than anything.
I have never felt such a spiritual warfare like I do here. Everything in this house is against us.
It's not the house necessarily. I think it's the beliefs and lies that have been told in this house. I think there's something happened or is happening here that somebody doesn't want us to know. It's afraid of being exposed. You know, Brother Branham said that the devil is almost powerless unless he has someone to work through. He's working through someone here.
This is freaky.
Man, I feel like killing some devils right now.
I love that. Can you kill a devil? Aren't they spirit?
You know, Brother Branham said you don't have to stick a knife in a man's back to kill him. All you have to do is what?
Kill his influence.
I declare you can kill the devil the same way. Kill his influence in your life. Kill his influence in every facet of your life, and you kill him dead.
Greatest battle ever fought, Brother Branham said. Kill him in the beginning, stop him dead in his tracks. You can absolutely kill the devil.
I love that.
No, Madeline, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I'm telling you, it was him. I'm telling you, it was. I saw him.
Bro, we need to pray now.
Guys, bow your heads. Dear God in heaven, we're not afraid of the devil here. We're not afraid of anything the devil is trying to do or how he's trying to make things look. There's only one thing that matters here, Lord, and that is you. You know what's going on, and I pray in the almighty name of Jesus that you will expose the enemy. Expose what is happening here and curse the devil that's trying to destroy this woman's mind. We refuse to fall for the devil's lie or fall for his hoax. We are trusting in the unstoppable powers of the almighty Jesus, and woe to anything or anyone that would challenge that. Lord, send the light and destroy the darkness in Jesus' name. Amen.
Madeline, listen. This darkness is not meant to last. It will leave, but you have to make it. You know, a little cloud can go in front of the sun, and it makes everything seem gloomy, almost like a different reality. But the sun never stops shining. It is still there all the time. And remember, clouds never stand still. They will always pass. And the light of the sun fills your life again. The devil is a liar and makes things look in ways that they are not. I want to play a tape of Brother Branham in here tonight. God's word will change this situation and kill the atmosphere of evil.
Okay. Thank you. I'm so afraid. I'm not afraid anymore.
Rosa and I will stay in here with you for the rest of the night to be sure we all get some sleep.
Okay. Thank you. I can't thank you well enough.
Have a good night, ladies. Let us know if you need anything.
Whose idea do you think the decor was?
I don't know. Madeline's?
You think so?
Why?
I don't know. I just think it's strange that Madeline's room looks so different from the rest of the house. Even the rooms we're staying in are covered with decor, yet her room looks nothing like the rest of this place. Anyway, how is she?
She almost seems sedated.
Whatever she saw last night has completely changed her personality.
You think that might be why?
No way.
Fernie found it this morning.
You think she's taking this?
Or someone's giving it to her. That would explain why she's confused so easily.
What do you mean?
I think someone is trying to drive Madeline insane.
Well, they're doing a pretty good job.
Look at this.
What's this?
It's from the guys. That's their findings. And that's just in one night. Going all the way back 6 months, there's not a shred of even a mention of Dirk's so-called murder or a funeral or anything in any news outlet in the state.
What?
The guys don't think this case even exists?
We've looked over every obituary, and the guys have reached out to every funeral home in town, because there's only 2. And there's never been a funeral for Dirk Jennings. No services, nothing. It's like it never even happened.
Where is Courtney anyways? The screaming last night never woke her, and there's not a sign of her this morning.
I've been wondering the same thing. Fernie's out looking for her now.
So what do we do?
Well, if we can't find Courtney, we ask Madeline. Madeline, are you feeling okay?
I've been better.
Madeline, we just want to help you. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Madeline, we want to ask you a couple questions. Do you think you can deal with it right now?
Sure.
When did you first start to notice things change around here?
What?
When did you start sleepwalking?
A few months before Dirk passed.
Was it around the time Courtney moved in?
Yes. Then.
Madeline, shortly after Courtney moved in, you started sleepwalking, and Dirk started feeling sick.
Something like that. Then I killed him.
First day we arrived here, you told me that you did not remember sleepwalking or getting the knife. Remember telling me that?
Yes. Okay, I want to ask you something. If you do not remember sleepwalking or getting the knife, how did you know you did it?
Dirk told me I did. Only Dirk? Dirk and Courtney told me I did. Then they tried to help me.
First day we were here, as you were telling me these things, I noticed you said, "Now I remember." What caused you to remember?
I don't know. I just did.
Madeline, what do the police suspect you of?
They suspect me of poisoning Dirk. I can't let them think Courtney did it. I must make it right.
And how do you plan to do that?
I have to call the police.
But who told you that you need to call the police?
Courtney did. I can't let her go to jail for something I did. She's been so good to me. I can't let that happen. Can you call the police for me?
Madeline, where is Courtney?
She went to get the doctor. The doctor will take me.
We need to find someone else who's been talking to Madeline.
Hey, what about that woman that tried to talk to Madeline the other day, but Courtney wouldn't let her?
Well, how in the world would he find her?
I don't know.
Maybe she'll find you. Forgive me. I let myself in. I used to check on Madeline from time to time. We've been friends for years, so I have a key. I'm surprised Courtney didn't change the locks.
Who are you?
My name is Natalie Freeman. Let's sit down.
We should probably hurry before Courtney gets back.
No worries. I have someone watching her. That's why I decided to come. I figured it was time we met.
How did you know we were here?
See, I felt like something was wrong in this house since that Courtney girl showed up. If you feel like you've been being watched, it's because you have been.
I don't like that.
See, I've been away for some time. So about a month ago, I came to visit Madeline, and I was introduced to that Courtney girl. I asked where Dirk was, and everything seemed to be hush-hush. It was apparent Miss C didn't like me talking to Madeline for some reason. Once Madeline and I were alone, she told me how Dirk had passed away and how she had made a big spectacle of herself at the funeral. And shortly after that, Courtney felt it best Madeline stopped going out and stopped seeing people. To hear Madeline talk, you think Courtney walked on water. But folks, that's when I realized Madeline didn't have both oars in the water.
Why?
There was no funeral. There's not a shred of evidence that Dirk passed away.
Say what?
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to tell you, but that's what the guys found out. No funeral, no obituary, not even a police report. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist in the world you and I live in, but it does exist in this house, or at least in Madeline's mind. I hired a private investigator to keep an eye on things, figure out what Courtney was up to. I'm afraid he's who Madeline saw when you arrived. Scared the poor woman half to death. And yesterday I was snooping around and he scared me half to death. Told me to get out of here before I botched things.
I don't appreciate this person walking around the house at night and coming into our rooms.
Now wait a minute. He was only here twice, and both times during the day.
Well, somebody's been snooping around the house at night. And Madeline is convinced she saw Dirk last night. Are you sure that's not your detective?
Not a chance. If anyone's snooping around the house at night, it's Courtney.
Well, then who did Madeline see last night?
I don't know. Who says she really saw anything? Uh-oh, that's my man. Miss C is on her way. Time for me to split. I'll be in touch, but in the meantime, act like you know nothing.
Well, that should be easy. I'm still not sure we really do know anything.
We gotta think of something.
Guys, I have an idea.
Gentlemen, what you are about to hear is soon to go out to the world. I cannot hide it. I cannot pretend it does not exist. I will share it with whoever will receive it.
Just play the thing.
Push play.
closing service. I want to say that it's been a real pleasure being here among you good people these last few nights.
This whole thing goes so much further than what I think we're realizing. I mean, it's not just about disproving a fake tape. What matters, and what this has come down to, is do we, you and I, believe that what is on those tapes is Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever? Because the tapes are not the message. The tapes are just what the message is recorded on, but the message itself is alive. It's a living thing. It's Christ. He is the Word.
I totally agree. But what are you saying?
I guess what I'm saying is this. Paul said, though I or an angel from heaven preach anything contrary to you other than what I have already preached, let him be accursed. And I think a lot of times we focus on the angel from heaven part, but Paul included himself in that. He sealed his own message with this statement. Brother Branham, I believe, sealed his message with a similar statement. Don't say it unless it's on the tapes. So what I'm saying is this. If we were to listen to that tape tomorrow and find out that it is real, would that affect our faith? Are we following the message of a man, or are we following something that is Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever, to where even Brother Branham himself could not come back and talk us out of what has already been put on those tapes? This is asking a serious question of us, brothers. It's asking us how much we truly believe that what is recorded on those tapes is Christ. So, if Paul could seal his own message with that statement, could not Brother Branham do the same?
I believe that.
We know this message is not a message of a man. It is God. We've proved it, we've tried it, and we know it's the truth. We know that Brother Branham would no more denounce his message than Paul would. But your point is well made.
Even if he did, we have the revelation of whose message this is. It's always Christ.
It's always Christ.
And now I want to thank each and every one of you for your kind.
So this so-called spoken word book was able to be made off of such a muffled tape?
I think with all of the tapes, there had to be an educated guess as to what was said.
No, there didn't. The spoken word books never made an educated guess. They printed what Brother Branham said plainly, or they left a question mark. They never tried to interpret what Brother Branham said. But you do, don't you?
You think that the people cannot listen to the tapes for themselves, and so you think that it's your responsibility to interpret the prophet to the people.
Just like you made up this tape.
I made nothing up.
Yes, you did. Brothers, can we compare notes?
Yep.
All right, here we have the quotes that are the only audible quotes in that tape that Brother Branham said. These are the messages that he said them in, and you have completely taken them out of context.
What are you talking about?
You must really think people never listen to tapes.
We have most of this stuff memorized, buddy.
You took quotes from a bunch of different messages that Brother Branham preached and spliced them together to make it sound like he was saying something he didn't.
And then you put a muffled sound on it so it wasn't understandable anyways. And then you used the fake spoken word book to fill in the blanks.
How ridiculous.
Actually, it's pretty common. There are a lot of preachers like you, and they do it every time they get behind the pulpits.
They gaslight their congregations into thinking that Brother Branham said things that he never even said. In fact, they hear them say it so much that they actually start to believe that they remember hearing Brother Branham say it.
Then they go to the tapes and they can't find it.
So you don't believe in ministers?
Of course we believe in ministers. You can't listen to the tapes without believing in ministers, but only the God-called ones say only what the tapes say.
Oh, and just for good measure, he didn't just say play what the tapes say. He said say.
Why would you do this? What devil in hell possessed you to do something so treacherous?
I believe in this. You believe what you want.
Believe or disbelieve what you want, but take our advice, don't use that tape. It would take anybody that's in those tapes 1 minute to realize that you're picking and selecting from other tapes. This is moronic at best.
See, that's how we know that you're a deceiver. Your argument is pointless. Just like the early believers would tell people when they weren't quoting Paul, you're not saying what Brother Branham said.
Get out.
Gladly.
We've been kicked out of better churches than this.
Well, you won't get back in this one.
We didn't get back in the other ones.
That was fun. You know, it's always been on my bucket list to prove one false teacher wrong to his face.
Are you serious? That's pretty sick, Joe.
I didn't know you had a bucket list, Joe.
Everyone's got a bucket list, Tony. Have I told you the other things that are on my bucket list?
No, and you're not going to.
Come on, Gordon. By the way, who are you talking to?
I'm trying to call Blaze, but he's not answering.
Update him?
Yeah, but I was kind of hoping for an update from him. I'm worried about him. Need to pray for him.
So, do you all still plan on leaving in the morning?
I think so. I know it's abrupt. We'd like to stay longer, circumstances being what they are.
I understand. But honestly, I don't think that there's really much that could be done at this point.
You may be right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
But usually a demon of oppression seems to be more of a cloud form, like a wave.
Are you okay, Madeline?
I'm sorry we have to leave so abruptly.
I know, I am too, but I understand. You guys have no idea the encouragement and hope you've brought to me.
And remember, we're only a phone call away.
And God is only a prayer away.
And though we're leaving, God is not. And we're still praying.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye, bro.
What are you doing? Get the bags.
Can one of these get a door for me?
Do I gotta do all the work? Come on.
My friends, don't leave me!
I'm sorry, Courtney. I'm stupid. I'm just gonna miss them. I don't want to go to the asylum. Please. If my friends come back, then maybe I'll be better. Courtney, please! Please!
You stupid fool. What would your stupid friends think if they knew what I know? Do you think that they would still care for you if they knew that you were a murderer?
I'm better now, Courtney.
Better? Come with me, Madeline.
What is that?
You know what it is, Madeline. Don't give me that garbage. It's a knife. You left it there last night when I caught you trying to go into their room.
No, please, please.
What were you trying to do, Madeline? Were you trying to kill Dirk all over again? Did you mistake them for him? Or have you just gone so completely insane that you just... Oh, don't tell me you don't remember. I had to pry the knife from your hand before you came to your senses.
No, it's not possible. It's Dirk. He's come to get me. He's gonna kill me for killing him.
What are you talking about?
I can't do it. He's right behind us. Turn around.
You have gone mad. There is no one there.
Look, it's been happening. I know it.
Shut up, you fool. Do you hear me? Shut up! You killed him. Dirk is not coming back. Just as sure as I had to pry the knife from your hands, you killed him.
I think it worked.
Of course it worked. I told you it'd work. She's gone.
I wouldn't count on it.
What are you doing
How'd
here?
you get back in here?
We had a little help from a friend.
Listen, I can explain everything.
I think you've explained things long enough, don't you? Allow me to explain a few things now. Madeline, my friend, can you hear me?
You guys came back?
Yes, we came back.
You see, Courtney, after everyone retired last night, we all went into Madeline's room and stayed with her all night long, listening to the prophet of God.
Breen figured, in case you wanted to try and convince Madeline that she had done something again, that she really didn't, it might be good to have witnesses.
Madeline, you did not try to enter Dirk's room last night.
I didn't.
No. You were with us, in your room, the whole time, sleeping like a baby. Courtney put that knife there.
And as you can see, you never killed Dirk the jerk either. You never poisoned him. You never walked in your sleep.
How?
Remember, Madeline, how at first you told us that you never remembered doing those things that Dirk and Courtney said that you did? Then after a while it became clear to you that you did do them?
If you listen to a lie long enough, you'll start to believe it, even if it's about you. The darkness is losing its grip.
The little cloud is blowing out of the way of the sun. Now let the light start the healing. Do you remember where you left him, Madeline? When you took your eyes off of him?
Yes, I remember.
And start right there.
You see, brothers, when we lend an ear to the wrong things, even when they're about us, or what we believe, we open up our mind to the enemy to come in and create a reality to us that doesn't really even exist.
It's getting light in the room.
We can get one little thought in our mind, which could be a doubt towards God's word, or a thought about somebody, or whatever it might be. And if we let it, that little thought can turn into something that appears more real than the truth. Always remember, if someone can control what you know, what you think, and what you believe, they control you.
So, Courtney, working with Dirk, came up with the idea to gaslight Madeline into thinking that she was losing her mind and killed Dirk so they could commit her to an institution and split her money. Dirk apparently had some pretty lavish tastes and resented Madeline's mediocre lifestyle in spite of her money.
So the decor was his. He was into collecting.
Yes, she had kept the house exactly as he had liked it.
Just doesn't seem possible that someone could be so naive that they could be brainwashed into listening and believing something that someone else tells them about themselves.
Yeah, but we do it every day. Anytime we believe what someone else says about us instead of what God says about us, we're doing that same exact thing.
The devil can work on our minds so much if we listen to him. He'll create a whole different reality to us that can influence us, hinder us, and even control us. I know from experience.
You know what stood out to me the most in all of this is how scary something can seem when you don't understand it. You know, a mystery is only scary when you don't understand it. That's what the darkness is for. And the devil can tell you that anything is hiding in that darkness. But when the darkness is lit, now you understand the mystery. And you realize that there was nothing to be afraid of all along. There was no murder, no ghosts, nothing. It was all a lie. And we called their bluff.
Devil does the same thing. He will bluff us as long as he can keep us in the dark. But let the light come and shatter the darkness, and we see him for the defeated foe that he is. Helpless, lying, beaten.
Yes. Well, hopefully our friend Madeline will continue to recover and get back into church and into those tapes.
Yes, if anything good came out of it, it's that.
Right.
Well, it's good to be home.
It is, and it won't hurt my feelings if I never see that house again.
That's the truth.
You know, the darkness helps you appreciate the light. Speaking of which, do you guys want to hear a scary story?
No more scary stories.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. I'm sick of scary stories. I lived through enough of them with you guys. I don't want to ruin a good evening listening to more.
Yes, let's move on to happy ones. Like Fernie, one day getting saved. And Blaze finally getting his barber's degree.
Hey, I got my barber's degree 2 weeks ago.
And I got saved too.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys want to hear the story of Little Red Riding Hood?
No.
Oh, good, because I'm going to tell you. Once there was a girl named Red Riding Hood.
How old was she?
She was... Hey, how am I supposed to know? I didn't know the girl.
Well, do you think it's polite to talk about someone that you don't know?
Hey, she's a girl that you read about. Nobody knows her. She's not real.
Oh, so she's a myth.
Yes. Myth Red Riding Hood.
He lisps.
Who lisps?
You.
Oh my gosh, stop interrupting. Okay, so this Little Red Riding Hood, she was out in the yard, and she was crying.
What was she crying about?
About 15 minutes or so. Hey, stop interrupting. I'm serious.
Well, she had to be crying about something. People don't just cry for nothing.
Okay, so she was crying because she dug a hole outside, and her mom wouldn't let her bring the hole in the house. Ha! Come back from that.
Well, maybe the dirt was no good and it had worms in it.
Oh, forget it. The end.
We appreciate your attempt, but apparently you are better at scary stories.
Little Red Riding Hood is a scary story.
Hey, so how about Gordon and his new dude ranch up in Whispering Oaks?
Hey, I love it. Honestly, I think it'll be the perfect summer getaway.
I hear he plans to name his dude ranch Goshen Acres.
I say we should all move up there.
Leave Agape?
Dude, Agape Road is where the family is. So if we all moved up there, it'd still be Agape Road.
Hey, don't get sentimental on me, bro.
Let's just leave it where it's at for now.
Yes. And if that's where God leads, then so be it.
Agreed. And with that... Stand up and shout, brother, shout. Shout, brother, shout. Oh, when the Spirit hits you, shout, brother, shout. Oh, don't be afraid. And don't hang your head. Stand up and shout, brother, shout, brother, shout. Stand up
and shout, brother, shout. Shout, brother, shout. Oh, when the Spirit hits you, shout, brother, shout. Oh, don't be afraid. Don't hang your head, stand up and shout, brother, shout, brother, shout.